79, the A320 going to Phoenix, Arizona.
MzeroA flying heavy on Kilo, Volkswagen Alpha.
Who's a Kilo Thai? Who is that?
MzeroA flying heavy.
Tam 8081 heavy, left on Alpha, short of Echo. 808 Bravo Lima, you didn't follow... 808 Bravo Lima?
808 Bravo Lima, you told us to follow the Embraer.
You follow the Embraer? JetBlue 1069?
Hi, and welcome to MzeroA's video podcast, episode number 16, Engine Failure on Takeoff, Part 2. I'm your host, Jason Shappert. In the previous lesson, we discussed what to do if you have an engine failure at, say, around 200 feet, but the main point being there was still suitable runway left. So we simply took off and brought the airplane back down to the remaining runway in front of us. But what about the other scenario? What if we lift off, say we get to about 500 feet, and it's not safe to make that runway? Where are we going to land? Or what if we get a little bit higher? Is it possible we could maybe make a turn back to the runway? We're going to discuss that and more in today's lesson. So here we are on a relatively normal climb out. Everything seems to be normal as we climb through 200, 300, and 400 feet. You can see there's still some airport and still some runway beneath us. But as we climb a little bit higher and higher, that runway is going to be more and more difficult to obtain, judging by how much nose down we have to put to make that runway, and we'll probably end up overshooting it by gaining too much airspeed. So what do we do in this situation? We reach right around 500 feet, then all of a sudden, our engine quits. If you are even below 1,000 feet, please don't even consider turning back to the runway. The best thing to do is to look straight ahead and see what you can land at, turning no more than maybe 30 degrees to the left or to the right. Pick something off your nose and stick with it. In this case, we quickly ran through our ABCs and put the nose down and selected a landing area. So, when can we turn back? This is a question I get asked so much. When can I turn back to the runway? My best rule of thumb for this is if you are at 1,000 feet or above, you can then turn back to the runway. In this case, our engine just quit right at 1,000 feet. Instantly, we enter into a shallow left-hand turn. Notice we're really not even exceeding standard rate here. Just making a smooth left turn back to that runway. We establish our best glide speed, keeping in mind it might be a little bit faster given we're losing the horizontal component of lift in this turn. However, looking at our instruments, we never really get more than 500 feet per minute in a descent. So as we turn back to the runway, we realize we might actually make it. So from here is where you can determine, do I need to add flaps? How's my speed looking? And all these questions run through your head. If you're at a towered airport, it's important to start talking. If you're an uncontrolled airport, it's almost even more important because you have to make sure everyone else is already out of your way. So we continue this nice shallow turn to the left, all the way back to that runway. Now, the point is, we may not make the runway, but you'll at least be on airport property. Go ahead and take a look at our path here. You can see what a smooth left turn we made to make it back to that runway. Not doing any steep turns or anything fancy, just a nice, shallow, standard rate turn. Once we've determined that we're going to make that landing area, we can start to add our flaps in and pitch that nose down a little bit more just to make sure that we're going to make it and have the speed to do so. In this case, we actually came in a little bit high, so you can see the pilot's adding more flaps and pushing the nose down quite a bit to get down quickly. So there you have it. The impossible turn isn't so impossible as long as it's conducted above 1,000 feet and not to exceed much more than a standard rate turn. This ends our two-part series on engine failures on takeoff. Remember, a good pilot is always learning. See ya.
You're on Bravo, you're short of Victor Alpha, you're Beam the Iberian.
For Beam Alitalia on the left there.
Beam Alitalia. Alright, just hang on. JetBlue 179?
Yes, sir. We're number 2 holding short of Victor Alpha on Bravo.
Hey, who's the first JetBlue on Bravo short of Victor Alpha?
35.
You're an outbound?
Yep.
Hey, you guys should come up here one day. JetBlue 35, need you to pull it right up there and hold short of Victor for me.